they were in a slugfest game against Chapman last week. The Panthers winning that game by the score of 17-10. So the Sagehens are also looking to bounce back.
Two teams are pretty even. Redlands averages 113 yards rushing. Pomona only 78. But they make it up passing. Bulldogs 133 average passing. Pomona 262. Total offense, Pomona 340, Redlands 247. Both teams giving up about 100 yards on the ground, and overall Redlands allowing 287 yards a game, Pomona just over 300 yards. So I don't know, I get the feeling it's going to be low scoring.
Well, I think if you're a Bulldog fan, you want Redlands to get going early on offense. I'm with you. I think this is going to be a defensive kind of game. And I think that would play to Redlands' advantage because the Bulldogs are a good defensive team, and especially when they get the lead early, they can play to the strength of their defense, and that's when the Bulldogs can turn the other team over and make some big plays.
Claremont defeated Laverne 22-19 in overtime this afternoon, and the one big score from the Northwest Conference, Whitworth went to Linfield and won 30-20. And that means that Whitworth and Lewis and Clark are now tied for first place in the Northwest Conference. Getting it ready for the coin toss here. You get a good look at it, those of you on video. Redlands calling it.
Redlands won the toss. Elected to defer. Pomona will receive on this end.
So Redlands won the toss, deferred. So Redlands will get the ball to start the second half. Pomona will take the opening kickoff, and they'll be going towards the scoreboard end of Ted Runner Stadium. Bulldog was out there for the coin toss as well. He will trot to the sidelines. And right now we'll get ready for our national anthem.
Under the direction of Jameson Stevens.
Our national anthem from Ted Runner Stadium as we get ready for University of Redlands football. Glad you're with us on radio, KMET1490am.com as well, the mobile apps, and those of you looking in nationwide on Flow Sports on video tonight. We are the D3 game of the week, and we're one of only two games still going on. SoCal late night.
Game time temperature here in Redlands, 75 degrees, clear skies, very little wind. The Bulldogs will be traveling from right to left as we see it here in the press box. Redlands won the coin toss. They defer to the second half. Pomona-Pitzer will have two men back deep. Bulldogs have yet to put their kicking unit on the field. They're about to do that here in a couple of moments.
Duncan Lee and Broen Daly will be back deep for Pomona. And if what we were told is right, it'll be Joey Newell kicking for Redlands. Let's see. We saw Caden Butcher attempt some kicks and punts last week. He figures to be part of the story tonight, but it'll be Newell kicking off.
Joey Newell, the 6-foot senior from Duval, Washington. He's a left-footed kicker. He has the ball teed up on the 35-yard line.
Number 4, Joey Newell.
He's done a good job in kicking the ball deep down the field and in and out of the end zone for touchbacks.
Number 6.
This is the kind of game where I get the feeling that the field position battle will be a major factor.
The officials are ready. Newell hits it from the 35-yard line. A low driving kick, takes 2 bounces, and it looked like Pomona touched it, but as soon as it went past him, Daly put his hand up and said, "I didn't touch it," and the referee was right there and said untouched, so it'll be a touchback.
Well, it doesn't matter if he touched the ball, he never possessed it. So even if the ball touched the returner, that wouldn't have mattered. It's a touchback either way.
So Grady Russo will be at quarterback, the junior who was forced out of a lineup with a high ankle sprain. Gets the start tonight. First and 10, Sage Hens. And they will give it off left side around the left end, 30 and out of bounds to the 33-yard line. That's Mitchell Rodenpaugh on the carry.
As far as running backs are concerned, Mitchell Rodenbaugh has the most yardage of any of the Pomona-Pitzer Sage Hens coming into this game with 108 yards. Picked up about 6 on that one.
2nd and 4, swing pass, big hit, incomplete at the 23-yard line. Wow, Redlands saw that one coming.
That was Adrian Silva, number 4, that read that bubble screen perfectly. Redlands head coach Jim Good mentioned him in the pregame interview as somebody who really played well and stood out last week against Claremont.
They set the game clock to 14-42, 1-4-4-2.
Loss on that play.
I was going to say, they did not call that a catch. So it's still 3rd and 4. Russo from the pistol, wing back to the right, running back to the left. And Russo now audibilizing on the play. And rolls left, is hit and dropped at a fumble. Pomona got it back, but the Bulldog defense exploded into the secondary. And Adrian Silva, I think, was back there in a hurry, and so was Cam Abazian.
Jack Walker back to punt for Pomona-Pitzer. Mark Mitchell, the freshman, waiting back deep.
Low driving kick. Takes a Pomona bounce. Mitchell's going to let it roll to the 24-yard line. So the Bulldogs will take it over there with a penalty flag down back near the 40.
It's on the opposite side of the field. That's been an issue for Redlands in the past, and normally this is on the return team. So Redlands might be starting from back inside their own 20 when it's all said and done.
Holding number 24 of the receiving team. 2-yard penalty, first down.
So holding on the run back.
Ball marked back at the 15-yard line as Toby Schmidt will start at quarterback for Redlands for the 2nd week in a row. Junior out of Tustin High School in Orange County.
Jakai Torres in the backfield at running back. 4-man front for Pomona. And a screen pass to Torres is incomplete. They had that set up right. The rush came in and there was some daylight, but
Chikai Torres.
Incomplete pass.
Pass is incomplete. It's second down.
Toby Schmidt last week, 26 out of 31 passing for 209 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was able to get the ball down the field for Redlands, something that they weren't able to do a lot in the first half of the season.
Second down and 10. And Schmidt gives it back to Torres, and Torres across the middle is flung down as he gets up to the 19.
Chikai Torres.
Going to bring up third, and we'll call it 5 to go.
41.
Thank everybody on the East Coast for staying up late. I know Toby Schmidt has family in the Eastern time zone, so they're probably up late tonight, looking and listening in. Third down, Redlands. Both wide receivers are on the right. And now the tight end, Anderson, goes that way as well. Schmidt rolling right, looking, and throws it away, incomplete. So fourth down, and Redlands will bring the punt team on the field.
Both teams go 3 and out on their first possessions. Get the feeling that both defenses are really going to dictate what the offenses can or cannot do in this game.
Now, Petrushka will be in to punt. At least he's in there now to punt.
And Pomona-Pitzer, throughout the last 3 or 4 years on special teams, they're good at blocking kicks, both field goal attempts and punts.
Bulldogs late getting a man on the field.
There are 8 men on the line of scrimmage, and they're coming.
And this kick is away, and it's a good one. Wow. Way over the head of the deep man and out of bounds. 13:07 to go first quarter. We'll come back after this on KMET. Okay.
False start, 64, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, if you were just coming back from commercial, you haven't missed anything. Those of you on video can attest back-to-back penalties. This is a false start against Pomona.
2 false starts in a row on the Pomona-Pitzer offensive line. Redlands showed a different look. They had 6 men on the line of scrimmage on the 1st and 15 call. Now it's 1st and 20, and Redlands, I think, is going to show another 6-man defensive line.
Russo by himself in the backfield with 5 wide. And is rolling right from the pocket. Wants to throw, nobody open, and gets rid of it as he steps out of bounds.
I heard a whistle blow before he threw the football, and I think he's going to be marked down right near the line of scrimmage.
We'll see.
Yep, that's what the call is, so it'll be 2nd and 20.
Say thanks to all of our sponsors, Savarino's Deli, Hatfield Buick since 1913, Hatfield Buick GMC here in Redlands. So 2nd down and 20 now for Pomona. And again, they're going to go with 4 wide receivers and a tight end. Now the referee and side judge are talking about something.
Yeah, Redlands made a couple of late substitutions. Now that another different look here for Redlands defense on the defensive line. They're only going to line up 3 guys, including Jax Lee as the nose guard.
And Russo tipped and intercepted. Back to the 30-yard line. One of the linemen got it, and Abazian picked it up.
And it was Shepard Cope on the deflection with the interception. And Joey Mariani, we were told that he was going to come up with some different looks in this ball game, and we've already seen it, and it causes a turnover off the deflected pass, and Redlands has the ball at the Pomona-Pitzer 30-yard line.
So we're going to give it to Cope on the pick.
Yep, Shepard Cope picked it off, ran it back about 5 yards. Now, Redlands, we've seen in the past when the defense comes up with big plays and turnovers, the Bulldogs have not been able to punch the ball in the end zone. This is a golden opportunity here.
Barreo in motion. Torres will take it. 25, 20, and close to the first down marker. Side judge is right at the... Yep, that'll be enough.
Now, one thing about Pomona-Pitzer quarterback Grady Russo, one thing that has plagued him is interceptions. That's the 6th interception that Grady has thrown in just 3+ games.
On the ground again for Redlands with Schmidt handing it off as they unpile. Torres will get a hand up.
By number 21, Torres.
If you're joining us late, we did not mention it last week. Bowie is out tonight at running back, so figure to see a lot of Torres and Mitchell and Donovan Maxey Parler as well.
Maxey Parler just checked into the game at the running back position. Redlands is showing looks like a passing formation.
2nd down and 10. Screen pass, caught, 20, 15, wrapped up from behind at the 13, as that was J.T. Solis, the tight end. And they're going to mark that about 4 yards short of the line of scrimmage, 4 yards short of the first down, 3rd and 4. Frank Clark, number 80, will check in for the Bulldogs.
This is not necessarily a passing down, especially if you're thinking about going for it on 4th.
Schmidt. This is Parler out of a tackle and down with a penalty flag inside the 5.
That's in the air,
like a face mask.
That's in the area of where it happened on the tackle. So I think the play will stand, and it's going to be 1st and goal for Redlands.
An official is standing at the 1 yard line, as you can see at the top of your screen, right by the pylon there. But let's see about the flag.
Personal foul, face mask, number 34 of the offense.
Oh. Wow, they're going to call it on Parler, the ball carrier, and say he grabbed the face mask of a would-be tackler.
No, that's a huge penalty there. Wipes out the first down, and it makes it 3rd down and 8. And this is probably a passing down.
It will be now. How often do you see that call?
Not very often.
From the far hash mark, Schmidt. Screen pass is caught. In down to the 10. Nathan Anderson makes the catch, but that's going to be, I believe, short of the first down.
I think it's short by about a half a yard. Yeah, it's short.
And the Bulldogs are going to go.
No hesitation here. Redlands is definitely going to go for the first down.
We'll bring up the 4th and 1 for the Bulldogs at the 11-yard line.
Torres comes back in.
Extra tight end in the game as well. Scott Clark, number 45. The junior out of...
Now, Schmidt is in the pistol, so they're probably not going sneak.
Flag, though. The head linesman threw it. This is on Redlands. They're going to have to kick.
57. Offense.
Well, they are now.
Third down.
A costly face mask penalty and a costly penalty there turns 4th and 1 into 4th and 6.
And Redlands is going to have to put the field goal unit on the field. Caden Butcher, the sophomore kicker out of Vancouver, Washington, 1 out of 2 last week. This is an attempt of 33 yards.
From the left hash mark. High snap, hold is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Bulldogs do get on the board. 3-0 Redlands, 9:35 to go. First quarter, we're back after this. Okay. $33.
Yeah.
We are proud to announce they've served individual families and businesses since 1996 with the sole purpose of helping people build and thrive on financial knowledge. Recognized national financial publications for our excellence, we don't just manage your money, we help you create a vision for your life, your retirement, your legacy. Imagine a future where every decision is supported by professional guidance.
$9:35 to go. First quarter. And the kickoff, another touchback as it went into the end zone. So Pomona's offense back out there. Russo at quarterback for the Sage Hens. Again, they're going to go 5 wide receivers.
Bubble screen look.
Bulldogs stacking the line with 6 again. Russo throws short. Catch made in the flat left side across the 30-yard line.
Pass complete from number 16, Grady Russo, to number 82.
That was Nick Matthews on the catch.
Matthews is tackled by number 4.
And
Adrian Silva.
Silva makes another tackle for Redlands. That's a 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4.
6-yard gain on the play, 2nd down.
Russo looking the other way. Now has some daylight up the middle and is hit and dropped, but he got the first down.
Design quarterback draw there. A nice fake there by Grady Russo. Faked the screen to the right. Ran right up the middle and picked up the first down.
4-yard gain on the play. It's first down. Sage.
Pomona now trying to maybe up tempo a little bit here. Russo throws again, and it's almost intercepted. Thrown behind the receiver, and it went off his hand. 2 Bulldogs had a shot at it before it hit the ground.
Yeah, bad throw by Russo. Threw it behind the receiver and gave the Bulldogs an opportunity there to maybe pick that one off.
3-0 Redlands, 8:40 to go, first quarter. Bulldogs moving around on D. Russo with a lot of time to throw. Looking, going to air it out deep in the double coverage, incomplete. Jackson Walker was the intended receiver.
Another interesting defensive look. Redlands didn't rush anybody.
No. Ephraim was back on coverage for Redlands, along with Ibanez.
It's almost like Redlands decided that they weren't going to rush the passer. They were looking for the run, and it gave Russo all kinds of time. It was almost like a 7-on-7 drill.
3rd down and 10. Bulldogs stacking the box now. And Russo unloads, screen pass, big hit at the 39-yard line. It was caught by Jack Sobota. Sobota's got 3-yard gain maybe.
Yeah, Cam Abassian, number 6, made a big hit on the receiver just as he caught the football short. Abassian, the 5'11 junior out of Bellevue, Washington. So Bulldogs did a nice job there on defense, and they're going to get the ball back.
Number 20, Mark Mitchell.
Walker to punt. Mitchell calling fair catch. Makes it at the 20. 7:50 to go. We'll keep things here. Bulldogs will go back
Let's give a round of applause
on
to the
offense.
Bulldog Pep Band for adding a musical flair.
And Maxie Parler will be at running back as they start this time.
Go Pep Band.
Two wide receivers in. Julian Scarborough, the freshman, wide left. Julian Walker, wide right.
And Schmidt with the throw, looking for Scarborough, and it is incomplete. Scarborough tried to go down and get it, but it hit the grass.
Jalen Scarborough. That
2nd and 10.
Incomplete.
Will be in Thousand Oaks next Saturday night. The rematch, Redlands and Cal Lutheran. Schmidt with Anderson in motion on 2nd down. Another screen pass. Maxi Parler makes the catch, cuts it back, and he takes a big hit and is down at the 29.
Pass complete.
The Redlands will look at 3rd and 1.
Some good blocks by the Redlands wide receivers out there on the left side, including the freshman, Julian Scarborough.
Tackle on the play by number
Donovan
7.
Maxey Parler thought he was going to get a break, but he's staying in there. I thought Ja'Kai Torres was going to replace him in the
Redlands
lineup.
is going to go with 2 tight ends here now, Anderson and Solis.
The way that Redlands is looking at the bench, they're going to have to hurry to get this play off.
10 on the clock as they come up to the line. 5, 3, just got it off. And Schmidt across the middle. It is caught. First down. Out of a tackle. Hanging on and getting to the 42 is Julian Walker.
Toby Schmidt made chicken salad out of you-know-what on that play.
Yeah, there was nothing good about that play, except that he bought enough time for Walker to come open across the middle, and he found him.
And then Walker had to get on his ladder there and make that catch, going up high to get it.
Walker's pass gives the Bulldogs a first
6:20 and counting to go. First quarter. Bulldogs on the move. Back to the ground. Parler out of a tackle. Parler fights his way up near the 45.
Number 34, Donovan Maxey Parler with the rush for the Bulldogs.
Well, that is something that Toby Schmidt does bring to the lineup, though. He is mobile. He can make some plays that are off schedule. And on the 3rd down play there on 3rd and 1, that was a key conversion. Now that the Bulldogs have been able to move the ball past the 40-yard line, they can start winning the field position battle again.
3 wide receivers on the right. Torres. Big hole, 50. First down as he pounds to the 46. And that was a nice block that time by Redlands. Number 71 out there,
Tackled by number 2, Trevor Carson.
who was not on our 2 deep,
First and 10
but
Bulldogs.
still threw a great block. Ty Murga from Indio, La Quinta High School. 6'3", 300-pounder, and he took care of a would-be tackler.
Yeah, Pomona-Pitzer, they got a 5-man defensive line now.
Torres again pounding forward, hanging onto the ball, and has close to 8 yards as he got across the 40.
That's encouraging if you're a Redlands fan, because Pomona-Pitzer committed more guys to the line of scrimmage, and Torres was able to maneuver his way through there on the right side to pick up about 7 yards.
Well, it's early, but what's also encouraging is the way the Bulldog offensive line is blocking.
Again, more guys on the line of scrimmage for Pomona-Pitzer.
2nd and 2, big hole. Torres again. And is up down to the 32-yard line.
And there's a Pomona-Pitzer player slow to get up.
Torres is going to leave now. Borreo will check in at wide receiver. Maxey Parler enters as the running back. And Schmidt is ready on 1st and 10. Schmidt gives to Maxey Parler. Parler dives ahead to the 30, make it the 28.
Rushed by number 34,
Yeah, nice push there by the Redlands offensive line, a gain of 5.
The other thing this offensive line and drive is doing is they're giving the defense some rest. We noticed that for the first time last week. A marked difference in time of possession. Redlands improving in that category. And so far tonight, when you can run the ball, it's always going to help time of possession. Parlor again. Parlor just following his offensive line and is very close, maybe half a yard short of the first down.
And this is just straight ahead running here by Redlands.
Nothing fancy, no.
No, nothing exotic here. No trick plays or
We
anything like that.
haven't seen that counter yet. I think Coach Asiani's saving that one.
I'm sure he's got it in his back
Oh,
pocket.
Yeah. 3rd and 1.
But the straight ahead run game right now for Redlands is working, so just hand the ball off again.
3rd and 1. They'll do just that. And Parlor, again, just knifes his way up the middle inside the 20. 2:45 and counting, first quarter.
And it's the old saying, just keep running the same play until the other team stops it.
Bulldogs lead at 3-0 thanks to that 33-yard Butcher field goal.
And now you got Ja'Kai Torres coming into the game. He's got some fresh legs as Donovan Maxey Parlor goes back to the sideline to get a breather.
Maxey Parlor behind that Bulldog O-line for a first down.
On the ground this time. And Torres back in there. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
All right, so Pomona-Pitzer stopped it, so now you get to 2nd down. Now, unfortunately, that play lost 3 yards. And you got to be, if you're Toby Schmidt here, you can't force the ball into harm's way. You got Scarborough here on the left. He's got single coverage.
Looked like movement before the snap. Schmidt rolling, looking, throws on the run, and it's almost intercepted, but not at the 10.
And that's what we were talking about. Don't throw the ball in harm's way, and Schmidt did that time, and he got lucky that that ball was not picked off.
Andy Butler, the center for Pomona, had a great look at it. Now they're in field goal range. It's 3rd and 13. So we'll see what they want to do here.
Bulldogs are under 10 seconds on the play clock. They're going to have to hurry to get this play off.
3 seconds. Just got it off. Schmidt looks at Scar at Walker. Walker makes the grab across the 15, flung out of bounds. That's going to make an easier field goal attempt if they decide to try it.
Ball's at the 15-yard line. I mean, it's 4th and 6. I think you got to kick the field goal.
Yeah, here comes Butcher.
7-yard gain on the play will bring up a 4th and 7 for the Bulldogs.
And this would look to be a 32-yard attempt, almost where he hit the first one from.
The hold is number 14, Kev Marcosian.
Marcosian will hold. Better snap. And this kick is on the way and good. 6-0 Redlands. And we'll come back after this on KMET.
Your University of Redlands Bulldogs 6.
Okay.
Touchback will bring the ball out to the 25-yard line.
Bulldogs with the kickoff for the touchback into the end zone. Newell doing a nice job there, 3 for 3 tonight. And Pomona Looking at a 6-man Redlands defensive front. And Russo hit and does not get away. They blow it dead. He was still standing, but
Number 16, Grady Russo.
had nowhere to go.
Yeah, Redlands did a nice job there. They were playing for the run. They were playing for Russo to keep the ball and run with it, and he ended up losing 5 yards.
See whether Pomona wants to snap it again here.
They don't have to if they don't want to.
5-yard loss, 2nd and 15. 4 wide for the Sage Hens. Russo with 10 on the clock.
I think they're just trying to draw Redlands offside.
Yeah, they're not going to snap it. That will be the end of the first quarter. Redlands with a 6-0 lead. You're listening to Bulldog Football on KMET.
This is the end.
Fans, last night the University
Okay.
of Redlands celebrated their 2025 Bulldog Bench Hall of Fame induction class. This distinguished group included 6 former student athletes, 1 coach administrator, and 1 championship team, and represents 8 different sports, showcasing the remarkable depth and tradition of Redlands athletics. Their combined achievements span from the 1960s through the 2020s, demonstrating sustained excellence defines Bulldog athletics. Let's give a nice round of applause to Allie Smith, 17, women's track and field, Trevor Young, 06, men's golf, Tristan Kirk, 13, men's basketball, Ross Shunk, 09, men's soccer, Weldon Biggs, 65, men's swimming, Courtney Carroll Bertolacci, 12, and the 2011 men's track and field team.
Homecoming weekend at the University of Redlands. Glad you're with us for Bulldog Football.
Congratulations.
Mitch McClellan, Brett Malik on Saturday night.
Hall of Fame induction class.
6-0 Redlands over Pomona. I guess it's Sunday morning if you're in Salzburg or anywhere else listening in. Second and 15. Russo, jump pass, caught at the 20, and popping out of a tackle and then being thrown out of bounds at the 25-yard line was Brennan Dragomer. That got him the penalty, it got 6 yards total. But now it's going to be 3rd and 9.
Redlands showed a 5-man defensive front there. They're showing a 5-man defensive front here on 3rd down.
Russo looks. Screen pass across the middle. Missed tackles. And he got a great spot from the official across the way. Let's see.
Pass complete from numbers.
The Bulldog coaches in the booth next to me didn't like that spot either.
Well, Bulldogs missed a couple of tackles there on the play. Should have stopped them 2 yards short of the first down.
Instead, it will be a first down for Pomona. Russo hit as he throws, tipped and incomplete. And Jaden Thorne had a chance at that one across the middle.
I think it was Jax Lee that hit Russo just as he threw the football. That's what you got to do against a dual threat quarterback. When he runs with the ball, hit him. When he throws the ball, hit him. Now, obviously, legally, but you got to make him feel that force so that you can tire him out later in the game.
Flag. Is this a free play?
It sure is.
Long pass is incomplete. Intended for Jackson Walker. It looked like Redlands was offside.
There were 2 men that were offside there.
Offside, number 11, defense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Jaden Thorne ended up picking up the penalty, but it must have been the cadence that got Redlands on that particular play. That's the 4th Redlands penalty so far tonight.
And it turns it into 2nd and 5.
This time a 3-man defensive front.
Bulldogs with a 6-0 lead early in the second quarter. Russo, nobody rushing.
Now
He's got all day to throw.
Now they're playing for the run.
And he chucks it incomplete and out of bounds to Sabata.
Now, we have not seen Redlands utilize this kind of defense so far this year. And it's basically saying to Grady Russo, we respect your run. We want you to throw the football. Now, you got to cover on the back end in order for this kind of defense to work.
3rd and 5.
5-man defensive front now for Redlands.
Across the middle again. Catch is made, and that will be a first down.
Pass complete from number 16, Grady Russo, to number 82.
That was Nick Matthews on the catch.
Matthews is tackled for the Bulldogs by number 11, Jaden Thorne.
Thorne on the stop. That was just enough.
On that tackle, number 18,
Give Matthews credit. He ran the yard past the first down marker.
First down.
Trio of receivers on the top of your screen or the far right. Bulldogs jumped again.
A lot of people jumped. I think this is going to be on Pomona-Pitzer.
False start.
Yep.
73.
You are correct.
5 yards. First down.
That's Pomona-Pitzer's 3rd penalty of the game.
12:45 to go, second quarter.
Okay, Redlands now on 1st and 15. They're showing a 5-man front.
Matthews will work on the left side. Now the Bulldogs will slide somebody over on him. Russo goes the other way, incomplete.
Excellent coverage by the secondary there. Russo threw that into double coverage. No chance for the receiver to catch that one.
There were 2 defenders there for Redlands because the safety, Ibanez, came over as well as Ephraim.
At the 41-yard line.
Ball at the 41-yard line of Pomona, 2nd and 15. Redlands with 5 up front again. Motion to the left. Russo with a screen pass. Big hit.
Nice tackle.
At the 43-yard line. And getting up slow after the catch is Brogan Daly.
Tate Kennington, number 18, the freshman out of Boise, Idaho.
Yeah, we haven't
Made a
called
nice
his name
play.
before. That was a nice hit.
That was a nice hit. Just as the ball got there, only 2 yards, so 3rd and 12, force them to throw the ball short, make the tackle, you get off the field.
Walker goes in motion to the right. Russo being chased and wrapped up. Down he goes. Back at the 35-yard line, Anthony Hall on the sack.
That was only a 3-man rush, too. Anthony Hall with a nice sack on the play, loses yardage, and Pomona-Pitzer's going to have to punt. Now, Jack Walker's an excellent punter. He hasn't given Mark Mitchell a chance to return any of the punts so far. But if Mitchell can get an opportunity here and return this one, Redlands could get some excellent field position.
Receiving for the Bulldogs, number 20, Mark Mitchell.
Kick is away. Good hang time. Mitchell just lets it roll, and it's going to go, not into the end zone, I don't think.
No, it's going to be down at the 2.
Wow. So Redlands will start in a hole, but they've got a 6-0 lead, and we're back after this.
Dead at the 2-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Bulldogs.
Okay.
The University of Redlands would like to once again thank one of our major sponsors, Baker's. Baker's Burgers, America's first twin kitchen, provides the best of both worlds by using the freshest ingredients and good meals for over 60 years. With over 30 locations in the greater Redlands Empire, there's always good food close to home. Thank you for support of Bulldog Athletics, Baker's Burgers.
Mitchell.
First carry.
Ball carried by number 20, Mark Mitchell III. A 23-yard gain on that rush. 1st and 10 Bulldogs.
Now Mark Mitchell, the freshman, with a 22-yard run on 1st down for Redlands, and Mitchell gets it back here and is tripped up.
Yeah, that was a leg whip by the defensive lineman.
Rush by number 20, Mark Mitchell.
That's the reason why he was brought down. Mitch and I saw Mark Mitchell from Summit High School in Fontana play a lot in high school, and he was a terrific player there. He's a terrific player here, and if you're just finding out about Mark Mitchell, you're going to enjoy what he does on the football field.
Pomona is showing blitz. And Schmidt eludes, stays on his feet, and throws it away to avoid the sack. Barreo, the intended receiver.
I'm not sure how Schmidt got out of that grasp of the defensive lineman that was bearing down on him, but he did. Mark Mitchell helped him out a little bit with a block on the outside. But that could have been a sack and a loss on the play. Now it's still 3rd and 9. It's still a tough yardage situation for Redlands to convert, but it could have been a lot worse.
3rd and 9 from the 26.
Only a 3-man defensive line here.
Bulldogs try the middle on the delay and get a yard, and that's it.
Yeah, I think Pomona I think they were looking for a draw there. They had a lot of people back. They're playing zone coverage. The good news for Redlands, though, is that they started this on the 2-yard line and they got out to the 25. So a good punt here, and you can flip the field position.
And Petruska has punted well tonight. Standing at the 12-yard line. And this one is away. And a fair catch called and made at the 37-yard line. 8:59 to go, so Pomona will put their offense back on the field. Mentioned Cal Lutheran is hosting Chapman tonight up in Thousand Oaks. If you're a Bulldog fan looking at that game, you definitely want Chapman to win. First and 10 Sagehens. Bulldogs go back to the 3-man defensive front. Russo brings the running back alongside him. And fakes the pitch and is out of the pocket being chased and throws it away in the general vicinity of Matthews. Yeah, Bulldogs doing a good job with the rush tonight.
Yeah, and Pomona-Pitzer is being they're being one-dimensional right now, and I noticed that Grady Russo, he's limping on that right leg. He got tripped up, and I wonder if he tweaked something there.
In the pocket, unloads, incomplete. Intended for Daly.
Intended for number 10. Brogan Daly.
So 3rd down and 10 for Pomona.
3rd and 10.
Grady Russo only playing in his 4th game this season. And we heard that he had some injury problems. Now I'm wondering if he's trying to nurse through an injury here after the 1st down play.
Too wide on either side. Russo sends Walker in motion. Russo rolling right, looking, throws, big hit.
Catch made.
Catch made, it'll be a 1st down. Sabata again in traffic.
And the pass is complete to number 84, Jack Sabota. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Sagehens at the Bulldog 48-yard line.
They're going to put it at the Redlands 48. Little screen pass. Nice open field tackle.
Yeah, Lawrence Williams made the stop. He got pushed in the back. There was no call.
Matthews made the catch.
Should have been a penalty, but Williams made a nice play there for a loss.
Second and 10. Redlands playing it straight up here. Russo looking. Short gain for 43 for Sabata.
Well, one thing the Redlands defensive front is doing on the pass rush is when Russo is dropping straight back to throw, he's having to move one way or the other. Redlands is getting him off his spot. Now, Russo is a good enough passer where he can be effective doing that, but eventually that's going to pay off for the Redlands defense.
Third down and 5. And that pass is incomplete.
That's just a poor pass.
Intended for Dragomar, the running back.
Boy, that's a wasted down for Pomona-Pitzer. Redlands will take it because they're going to get the ball back. The Bulldogs are going to keep their base defense on the field and put Mark Mitchell deep. And they're doing this just in case Pomona-Pitzer tries something tricky on this punt. And usually with your base defense, you're not going to rush the punter.
Low snap and a short kick. And Mitchell down by the 15-yard line. We'll take a quick timeout and come back. Redlands leading 6-0 on KMET. Okay.
By number 21, Jakai Torres. Tackle on that play for the Sagehands was made by number 33, Jonathan Curry. 4-yard gain.
Torres with a 4-yard gain on first down. And Barreo makes the catch at the 20, turns the corner, 25. Stays on his feet and thrown out of bounds with the first down at the 27.
Yeah, nice play action fake there. Julian Barreo starting to develop as a threat there at the wide receiver position.
5:50 to go. Bulldogs would love to use most of his time and get another score before halftime.
Well, we got Donovan Maxey Parlor in there at running back. Redlands continuing to rotate their running backs.
Pomona moving around that defensive line. And Schmidt with a screen pass. Parlor's got it. Parlor trying to turn the corner and gets to the 30.
Pomona-Pitzer there did a pretty good job. I thought that Parlor had a lot of room on the left sideline, but only able to get up to the 30 for about a 3-yard gain.
He was tackled on that play by number 31, Colin Miller.
Parlor stays in at running back. Wingback is on the right. And Parlor is hit and stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Jonathan Maxey Parlor with the rush for the Bulldogs.
3rd and 7 for Redlands. Marcosian will check in.
So far tonight, Redlands 2 out of 7 on third down conversions, and most of those third downs have been third down and long.
Schmidt with time to the middle. Barreo, first down.
Right at midfield,
At
went up
the
to go
50.
get it.
He went up to get it with the defender right on him, but came down with the ball at the 50.
Two catches now in this drive for Julian Barreo. Julian, the junior, he's a junior college transfer out of Citrus College.
Under 4 minutes to go. Clock is running. Schmidt looking, throwing wide open. Barreo again, I think, out of bounds at the 25. Yep.
And I think that play was supposed to go right, but Schmidt didn't like what he saw. Went left, and Barreo was behind everybody. Make the catch there, 25-yard gain, and now the Bulldogs are driving towards the red zone.
Redlands with all their timeouts left, 3.5 minutes. No need to hurry here.
And in fact, you might run the ball here on first down. You got Ja'Kai Torres in there at the tailback.
4 wide for Redlands. Schmidt rolling, throwing, incomplete. Looking for the tight end, Solis again, who would not have gotten much had he held on.
I think Schmidt was looking deep down the field for Frank Clark, the wide receiver out here, but he wasn't open, and Schmidt decided to throw the ball to the tight end.
Now Mitchell is going to come in at running back.
Now, Barreo's been the guy on this drive, so if you feel like the one-on-one matchup with him is favorable, go to him again.
Pomona moving around.
It's a blitz look.
Flag down, Schmidt being chased, throws on the run, incomplete.
Now that flag was thrown just as the snap was made, so either Pomona was lined up offside or Redlands was in illegal formation. Let's see.
Offside, number 26. Defense.
It was Pomona.
Yeah, and it was one of the blitzers out there on the outside. He lined up offside, so Redlands gets a free 5 yards and brings up a more manageable second down where you could run the ball here.
So the ball goes to the 19-yard line. 6-0, Redlands leads Pomona. 2:59 to go second quarter.
Mitchell's the tailback.
Schmidt with a hard snap count. Pomona almost jumped.
Now they're going to move Mitchell over to the left of the quarterback.
And Schmidt gives to Mitchell. And Mitchell following the line, got maybe to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Number 20, Mark Mitchell with the rush for the Bulldogs.
That'll keep the clock moving. 3rd down and 5.
No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Eventually in the passing game, if Redlands wants to go where they want to go, they need a go-to guy. Now on this drive, it's been number 13, Julian Barreo. Let's see what happens here.
Screen pass. Mitchell's got it. 25-20, out of bounds.
Yeah, that's short of the first down. It's probably going to force a field goal attempt.
It's about the 18-yard line.
Well, they marked it back at the 20, so this is definitely a kicking situation. But the Bulldogs will let the clock run down to the 2-minute timeout.
So it'll be 3rd down and 6 for Redlands.
Mark Mitchell.
And we'll come back right after this.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Okay.
Be sure to stick around for halftime.
Thanks to all of our sponsors, including the brand new Handel's Ice Cream in Redlands, right down in the donut hole across from the theaters.
Honoring their achievements last year. If you're members of these teams,
All right, the field goal unit is out there.
Caden Butcher's made 2 field goals. They were both from the left hash mark. This is from the right hash mark.
37-yard attempt. Markosian will hold. Gets it down. Kick is end over end and good. Got it through. So 9-0. Well, let's talk a little bit about that, because if you were with us the first few weeks, the Bulldogs were having some problems. They were 4 of 8 field goal kicking, and we had heard about Butcher, that he was getting healthier, and he made one last week, and tonight 3 for 3.
Yeah, the kicking game has definitely helped the Bulldogs here in the first half. You've had Joey Newell, the left-footed kicker, on kickoffs, kicked 3 touchbacks. Caden Butcher's made 3 field goals so far to make it 9-0. You want Newell to kick the ball into the end zone and out of the end zone again, so that Pomona-Pitzer starts at their own 25.
And remember, this is a big series for Pomona, because Redlands is going to start the second half with the ball. Chance for the Bulldog defense to dig in, and wouldn't a turnover be great here? Kick bounces to the Pomona deep man down the far sideline, and he is shoved out near the 30.
Minute 50 to go first half. Redlands leads 9-0. Pomona's offense has not done a whole lot in this first half. So far, only 48 total yards for Pomona-Pitzer. Redlands has shown a lot of different defensive looks.
Russo with motion. That's Matthews. They throw to the running back, and he is up across the 30-yard line. Dragamer stayed in bounds. That'll keep the clock running.
Only about a 3-yard gain.
Number 25, Brendan Dragamer.
Now you got a new quarterback in here. That's Nick Kim, number 12. He's more of a passer.
He did not play until last week in the second half.
He's going to get
down
sacked.
He goes. Big sack back at the 25-yard line.
Aaron Muniz in on the sack. Yeah, Kim is more of a drop-back kind of quarterback, and he doesn't have a lot of mobility.
As evidenced there.
Redlands still has all their timeouts left. And if they can stop Pomona from getting a first down, they might use one to stop the clock.
Pomona's in no hurry here. On 3rd and 13, still 10 on the play clock. Kim gives Dragomar, and we'll see if the Bulldogs take the timeout. They do.
Yep, 46 seconds left. Redlands calls their first timeout. Excellent opportunity now for Redlands to double up on both ends of the end of the first half and beginning of the second half. The best player for Pomona-Pitzer so far tonight has been the punter, Jack Walker. I mean, if it wasn't for him flipping the field position for Pomona, I think Redlands would probably have a few more points. Now, again, on the last punt, I think Mark Mitchell didn't feel comfortable in catching it. That's why he let it bounce. And I've always thought, you're getting the ball back. The last thing you want to do is muff the ball and fumble it or have the ball carry him off a body part, and then the kicking team gets the ball back.
I mean, if you're Redlands, the worst thing that should happen here is you go in with a 9-0 lead.
Yeah, and it looks like they're not going to rush the punter. They're going to set up for a return.
Walker waiting for the snap.
They're creeping more people, though, towards the offensive line, so they're looking like they might come after this one.
Play clock at 10. And the kick is away.
This is returnable.
Oh, yeah. Mitchell at the 35, 40, 45, cuts it back, tries to go outside at the 50, and out of bounds at the Pomona 45.
Yeah, that was probably Jack Walker's worst punt of the game. It was wobbly, low-line drive type of kick. As Mitchell caught it and then bobbled it just for a moment, but he had enough room where he could get it back, gather himself, and figure out, okay, where do I want to go with it? He ran right. He didn't like what he saw, cut it back to the left. Redlands has the ball on the Pomona-Pitzer 46-yard line with another opportunity to put more points on the board.
32 seconds to go until halftime. Bulldogs with a 9-0 lead. I'd say they get 20 yards or so, they'd feel good about a field goal attempt.
They still have 2 timeouts left.
Schmidt with a lot of time. Going to go deep downfield. Got a man open. It is caught. Touchdown, Redlands. Kevork Markosian.
What a beautiful throw there by Toby Mitchell, right down the pipe. And Redlands scores to make it 15-0, a 46-yard pass play for the score.
Yeah, Toby Schmidt got comfortable, got the feet set. There was not much of a rush, and he let it fly.
And now Kev Markosian has to gather himself. He got all the celebrating out of his system because he's got to be the holder on this extra point attempt by Caden Butcher.
What do you say, 45 yards?
46 on the pass play. Let's see about the extra point here.
Up and good.
Well, that was a big score there for Redlands. They had dominated the first half, but they've had opportunities in the red zone, couldn't punch the ball in the end zone. But then the nice return by Mark Mitchell sets up great field position. And the offensive coordinator, Eric Acciani, dialed up the deep post route, and it was wide open, and a beautiful delivery of the football by Toby Schmidt. And Markosian ran under it, right at the goal line, made the catch into the end zone. And the Bulldogs lead 16-0 with 25 seconds left to play in the first half. Now, if you're Joey Newell here, the left-footed kicker, you want to kick this ball in the end zone.
If at all possible. And taken at the goal line, they're going to return it. 10, 15, out of bounds at the 20 for Mitchell Rodenbaugh with 20 seconds left.
I can't imagine that Pomona's going to try anything crazy. I mean, if they're going to throw the football, it might be a screen or they might run a draw. They're putting in a new quarterback. They play 3 quarterbacks here in the first half. This is Luke Levitt. He's a freshman.
He's the guy that's seen most of the action the last few weeks, ever since Russo got hurt. Kim came in the second half last week.
But I can't imagine he's going to throw the football here.
He's going to run. And he's going to be taken down for a loss, and they'll see if that's the final play of the half.
Redlands has 2 timeouts left, but I think they'll be very satisfied going into the locker room up 16-0.
So that will be the end of the first half. And the Bulldogs, with the momentum, will take a 16-0 lead to the locker room.
Yeah, what an excellent first half. Redlands with 3 made field goals. The defense pitched a shutout. Excellent first half for Redlands, and they'd like to carry it over into the beginning of the second half.
Defense played well. Special teams unit did their job. And a deep pass just before halftime from Schmidt to Markosian. 16-0 Redlands at halftime. We'll get you up to date on the other college games across the country. We'll preview NFL Week 7 games tomorrow as well. You're listening to University of Redlands football on KMET. Okay.
All right, let me go. I'm going to go get a couple more drinks.
What's that?
I'm going to go get a couple more drinks.
Okay. Still cold?
Bands coming up here at halftime. We are going to have our performance with the Dance Company.
Halftime, Redlands 16, Pomona nothing. Homecoming night at Ted Renner Stadium, and this broadcast is a production of the University of Redlands in association with KMET Radio. It's intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the University of Redlands is prohibited. Announcers on this broadcast are contracted by the University of Redlands, and the opinions expressed are not necessarily those of KMET Radio or the University of Redlands. All right, no baseball tonight. Dodgers took care of business last night, but it was a big week of college football.
And we're going to start with the local teams here. Final just in, Notre Dame over USC 34-24. And Notre Dame really got the run game going. That was I thought really the key to the game for Notre Dame. Jeremiah Love, their outstanding running back, 228 yards rushing and a touchdown. That's where I thought USC was going to be in trouble, and Notre Dame got the run game going. They had a big kickoff return for a touchdown, and Notre Dame, I think, is still in the playoff hunt, even though they got off to an 0-2 start. And, for USC, they're going to have to regroup a little bit.
SC should win the rest of their games except for Oregon, but both teams have identical 5-2 records now.
I would still put the UCLA game as a game that could be a close one.
Oh, yeah.
Because UCLA just won their third game in a row tonight, defeating Maryland 20-17. So here's a UCLA team that couldn't score, couldn't do anything right for the first half of the season. Now they won 3 games in a row.
So the Bruins are going in the right direction.
They certainly are with an interim head coach, and well, they have an excellent quarterback though. I think that's the big reason why UCLA has turned things around. Now there's still some games in progress with ranked teams in action. One of them, Alabama, late going there, leads Tennessee 37-20. So it looks like Crimson Tide, they're going to win that game. Late in the fourth quarter, Missouri and Auburn, that's tied up at 17. and Missouri has the ball near midfield. So that game could go to overtime. Cincinnati up big over Oklahoma State, 49-17. That's late in the fourth quarter. You called this the Holy War game, Utah and BYU.
Well, that's what they call it in Utah.
Yep. Well, it's BYU so far. And they lead by the score of 24-14. And that game is late in the fourth quarter there. Really, the story for BYU is their quarterback, Bear Bachmeier. Last year he was playing quarterback here in the Inland Empire in high school. He's starting as a freshman for BYU, and BYU, unless something strange happens in the last 3 minutes of this game, BYU is going to be 7-0. I mean, it goes to show you that the quarterback play in this part of Southern California in high school football has improved dramatically.
Exactly.
We've seen some excellent quarterback play here the last couple of years in the Inland Empire at the high school level. Now, as far as some of the games that are final, earlier SEC had some wild games today. Vanderbilt over LSU by the score of 31-24. I think Vanderbilt's for real. I do think they have an excellent quarterback. They're good up front. Vanderbilt's not going to go away. They play a physical brand of football, and I think defeating LSU today proved to me that this is a legit football team.
And you know what else it told me was their fan base believes that they're for real. And the reason I say that, they didn't rush the field after the game. It was just like, okay, we won, let's move on.
They have plenty of more big games coming up too. They're going to save them. I think the Vandy fans are thinking, okay, we're pretty good. Let's save some of these celebrations for November. Now, a team that might be saving some celebrations for November and maybe even December is Georgia Tech. They won against Duke 27-18, and Georgia Tech is 7-0. And they've taken some control of the ACC now that Miami lost last night. Oklahoma in the SEC, well, they defeated South Carolina 26-7, a South Carolina team that has been riddled by injuries. And Oklahoma bounced back after that bad game against Texas last week.
Coming up next.
Now, some other scores. Indiana. Kirk Cignetti signed that 8-year deal, that 8-year extension for Indiana as head coach. Some people viewed this as a trap game. Indiana said, no, we're not going to fall in that trap. They won. They had a huge second quarter and third quarter, 38-13 the final there over Michigan State. And Indiana remains undefeated at 7-0. Georgia and Ole Miss, this was the game of the day. Georgia's defense had no clue how to stop Ole Miss the first three quarters. Ole Miss scored touchdowns on their first 5 possessions, but then Georgia figured something out with their defense in the fourth quarter, and they shut Ole Miss out, and then Gunnar Stockton, the quarterback for Georgia, got it rolling in the fourth quarter. Georgia won it by the score of 43-35.
Good win for Georgia.
Yeah, they needed that, and they were in trouble in this game. Ole Miss offensively was rolling, but then Georgia's defense stepped up in the fourth quarter, and they turned the game around. And Georgia has great experience in close games. They know how to win these close, tight games in the SEC, and I thought it showed today. Ohio State 34, Wisconsin nothing. Wisconsin, their whole roster has been decimated by injuries. They're on their third quarterback. They're really struggling. But Ohio State, to me, looks like a team that does not have a discernible weakness. They're strong almost everywhere on their football team. And I still think they're the team to beat until somebody beats them. They're still the defending champs, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
UAB defeated Memphis and knocked Memphis from the undefeated 31-24. Really, the story in this game is that Alex Mortensen, who is the son of the late Chris Mortensen, he took over as interim coach at UAB when Trent Dilfer was fired earlier this week. Alex Mortensen, very well respected as an assistant coach, got his first win as a head coach, and it had to be really emotional there in Birmingham as UAB got that win. And for Memphis, that was a tough loss for them because they're no longer undefeated.
Exactly. So their first loss of the season. And you got any other ones you want to talk about?
Well, Arizona State, they've been a team that had problems with injuries, but they rose up and defeated Texas Tech by the score of 26-22, so Texas Tech is no longer undefeated. Texas A&M is still a major factor in the SEC. They outlasted Arkansas by the score of 45-42. Virginia held on and defeated Washington State 22-20. Washington State has played Ole Miss tough on the road. They've played Virginia tough on the road. They came up short in both games. But Virginia, they're a team in the ACC. Now, who would have thought at the beginning of the season that the ACC championship game could be Georgia Tech against Virginia?
Right.
It could happen.
Yeah.
Oregon rolled over Rutgers 56-10. Texas in overtime defeated Kentucky in a slugfest defensive game 16-13. We mentioned Alabama. That game's final. They win 37-20 over Tennessee. South Florida rolled over Florida Atlantic by the score of 48-13. And that's what's going on in college football.
All right, a couple other things of note. Last night, number 2, Miami lost for the first time. And Nebraska lost last night as well. And Michigan beat Washington today. What else? UNLV lost for the first time this season this afternoon. So when the week started, we had 11 undefeated teams, and we've cut that almost in half. Now it's Ohio State and Indiana from the Big 12, or from the Big 10, and then we've got Texas A&M from the SEC, Georgia Tech from the ACC. If BYU wins tonight against Utah, they would be undefeated, and Navy is still undefeated with a 5-0 record, but at the most, 6 teams left after tonight.
Yeah, and you got to think in the SEC, those teams are going to beat up on each other, so you might not have an undefeated team out of the SEC when it's all said and done.
And I'll ask you, because I honestly don't know, has Ohio State played Indiana yet?
No, they haven't.
Do they play them this year, I wonder? That's a good question.
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
Okay.
But if not, they could play each other in the Big Ten Championship.
Exactly. So, all right, you're up to date as far as the national games go, and we'll see if we can get a score for you on Chapman and Kowloon as well. We'll take a break right now, come back and preview tomorrow's NFL action, which will start with the Rams playing at 6:30 tomorrow morning, our time. Right now it's halftime, and Redlands leads Pomona 16-0 on homecoming night. You're listening to Bulldog Football on KMET. Thank you. Did you get it, find it, or not?
Yeah, I got a score.
Okay. We won a third of a last break with 3. Bulldogs lead 16-0 at halftime as we quickly go through NFL games for tomorrow, starting with the Rams at Jacksonville in London. If you're listening on KMET, we'll have it for you as we do every week. 5:30 a.m. pregame, 6:30 kickoff tomorrow morning. Breakfast with the Rams from London. Rams are favored in this one. I like their chances. I think they win tomorrow.
Well, when Puka Nacua couldn't play last year, the Rams' offense was in trouble. Puka Nacua is not going to play tomorrow in Wembley Stadium, but the Rams have Devontae Adams, and I think he's going to have a huge game tomorrow, so I'm going to take the Rams.
2-minute drill, Raiders at the Chiefs.
I like Kansas City in a tight game.
You and me both. It's always tight when they play each other. New England at Tennessee. Patriots have been hot. I'll take them.
Tennessee's a mess right now, so I'll take the Patriots.
New Orleans at Chicago. I'm going to take the Bears at home.
New Orleans can move the ball. They've had problems in the red zone. I think it's a tight game, but I'll take the Bears.
Miami at Cleveland.
Weather's ugly. The game will be ugly. I'll take the Browns.
At home, yes. Carolina at the Jets, speaking of ugly.
Trap game for Carolina. Jets can't be this bad all year. I'll take the Jets at home.
To win for the first time this year, I agree. Philadelphia at Minnesota.
Toughest game on the board to me.
I think so, too, and I'm going to take the Vikings at home in an upset.
I'm going to take the Eagles to bounce back.
Afternoon games, Giants at Denver. I'll take the Broncos.
I'll take Denver, too.
Indiana with their second game in L.A., this time against the Chargers. I like L.A.
Yeah, but the Chargers are really banged up. I like the Colts.
Washington at Dallas. I'll take the Cowboys.
High-scoring shootout game. I'll take Washington.
Green Bay at Arizona. Give me the Packers.
I'm going to take the Cardinals.
Sunday night, Atlanta at San Francisco. Niners are banged up, but I think they'll have enough.
I'll take Atlanta on the road. Bijan Robinson will have another big game.
2 games on Monday. Tampa Bay at Detroit. Give me the Lions.
Lions are banged up, especially on defense. I like Tampa.
Really? Okay. And the nightcap, Houston at Seattle. I'll take the Seahawks.
There could be a huge party on Monday night in Seattle. For the Mariners and for the Seahawks, I'm taking Seattle.
Yeah, you're right. That might be the place to be. All right, those are the NFL picks for entertainment purposes only. We'll come back, look at first half stats, and the start of the third quarter. Redlands leading Pomona 16-10 on KMET. Okay. You got stats or not?
I'll punch them up.
Okay. Well, it is that time of year. College football on center stage. We mentioned we'll have the Rams game on KMET tomorrow early, 5:30 a.m. pregame, 6:30 a.m. kickoff from London. NBA opening night Tuesday, Lakers versus Warriors, 6:45 pregame on KMET, for that one. And Friday night, Beaumont High School football at Redlands Citrus Valley. 6:30 pregame, and then a week from tonight, we'll be back with the Bulldogs as the U of R takes on Cal Lutheran in Thousand Oaks. 6:45 next Saturday, all on KMET, the website, and the apps. And if you're looking in on Flow Sports tonight nationwide, glad to have you with us.
Redlands is going to be receiving the opening kickoff here in the second half. Redlands won the coin toss. They deferred to the second half. Redlands will have Mark Mitchell and Julian Scarborough back deep, waiting at their own 5-yard line.
And the kick is away, and it is into the end zone for the touchback.
Well, here are some of the stats from the first half. First downs, Redlands 10, Pomona-Pitzer 4. Here's the key stat in the game. Rushing yards. Redlands 89, Pomona-Pitzer -9.
Oh.
Passing yards, Redlands 148, Pomona-Pitzer 56. So total yards in the ball game, Redlands 237, Pomona-Pitzer 47. And Redlands dominated the time of possession, 18 minutes, 16 seconds for Redlands, 11 minutes, 44 seconds for Pomona-Pitzer.
Bulldogs start the second half with the ball. And Toby Schmidt gives it, fakes the handoff, makes the throw. Markosian high to get it, crosses the 30 and goes out of bounds on the Redlands sideline. They will give him a 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3.
Redlands scored on that big 46-yard pass play from Toby Schmidt to Kev Markosian late in the first half, and man, they would love to carry that momentum here into the beginning of the second half.
Torres pounds his way, gets the first down to the 37. If you joined us late, Bowie is out this week, which is really too bad because when you got Bowie to go with Torres and you mix Mitchell and Parler in, it's really a pretty dynamic 4-back combination. Torres again. Torres out of a tackle and leans ahead across the 45. And this is what Pomona has had no answer for tonight.
And they have a Pomona-Pitzer defender that is slow to get up.
We were talking to the Pomona announcers before the game, and they told us Sagehens were pretty banged up. In addition to Grady Russo, the quarterback, they were without 2 defensive starters tonight. Linebacker Jake Shugawara and starting safety Duncan Lee. And this looks like one of a lineman who is still on his back.
With that last carry, Ja'Kai Torres has 53 yards rushing on 10 attempts. Leading receiver for Redlands in the first half was Julian Borrell, 3 catches for 58 yards. Kev Markosian, 2 catches for 53 yards, including the 46-yard touchdown pass right at the end of the first half. And Toby Schmidt passing right now is 12 out of 18 for 155 yards and the touchdown. And
looks like
Pomona-Pitzer player is still down on his back.
Now we're going to take a timeout, and unfortunately this looks like it may be a while. Well, let's see. Are they going to get him up? He is sitting up. We'll keep it here. Well, that's good to see. He's able to walk off on his own.
He's got a little bit of an assistance there from one of the trainers.
Gus Burns, who's their starting linebacker, and with Shigawara out, they could ill afford to lose another one. Second and 1, Redlands, as play resumes. power formation, wing back on the left. And they go back to the ground game. And they will get the first down.
Well, maybe not.
Well, I was looking at the official on the far sideline. The one on this sideline said no. The one on the other side is now backing up. No, now they're going to give it to him.
Well, he didn't get it by much then.
You're right. Mitchell in the game at running back. Solis will leave as Barreo checks back in, and now got another new tight end in the game. That's Scott Clark, number 45 from LA Valley College. First down, play action. Screen pass, Mitchell, 45, 50, upended, about a 3-yard pickup.
Did about as well as you could on that play. He didn't have any blocking out there, and there were 3 guys for Pomona-Pitzer just waiting for him, and he split a couple of defenders, and he was able to pick up about 3 yards.
Call it 2nd down and 7 for Redlands. Sachens creep for linebackers up. And Schmidt with pressure. Fires it towards the sidelines out of bounds. Good decision.
Yeah, he just threw that one away. Mark Mitchell was in the general area, but that was a throw to avoid a sack. So nice play there by Schmidt to just get rid of the ball. It's incomplete. It's 3rd and 6. You didn't take a sack on the play. You still have your offense in a decent position here to pick up the first down.
Schmidt from the pistol. Draw. And nothing doing. Mitchell stopped at the in line of scrimmage, and Redlands will send the punt team out.
Now Redlands now has an opportunity with Aiden Petrescu to down Pomona-Pitzer inside the 20-yard line. That's the goal here. You don't want to kick the ball in the end zone. You want to make sure that Pomona-Pitzer does not return this ball past the 20-yard line. And Pomona-Pitzer might be coming after this punt.
10 men on the line. And Petruska gets off a boomer. Fair catch called into the end zone for the touchback. 16-0 Redlands. We're back after this. Okay. Kim. Pomona-Pitzer with their first offensive possession of a second half. Nick Kim is the quarterback, and he throws a 4-yard pass on first down. Now it goes across the middle here. It is caught, and that'll be another first down out to the 40. Pomona going to go hurry up now.
Nick Kim, more of a pocket type of passer, and the ball got out of his hands quickly within about a second on the first 2 plays. So it looks like Pomona-Pitzer is going to go to that quick passing game to try to get themselves back in the ball game.
Kim now moving around some people. And Kim goes deep downfield. Got a man there. And a catch, they say, at the 30-yard line.
And again, the ball was out of Kim's hands quickly within 2 seconds. And a nice diving catch out there at the 30-yard line of Redlands.
Three wide receivers on the left. Kim looking that way. Under coverage, incomplete. Rodenbaugh, the running back, was the target.
Okay, so Kim goes out. Well, he went to the sideline. Now he's coming back in.
I think he went to the sideline just to get the play.
Yeah, and Pomona-Pitzer, like they normally do, they shuffle guys in and out at the skill position, and they're doing that on this play.
Bulldogs changing a ton of people on this play. Anthony Hall takes over on defensive line. Reverse. And the throw incomplete. Intended receiver was Sabota.
Well, Luke Levitt was the quarterback who
Yeah.
tried to throw the ball on the reverse, but Redlands had that well scouted, and they defended that one well.
He comes out of the game, and Kim will stay in. 3rd and 10.
Probably 2-down territory here for Pomona. And remember, Kim is not the kind of same scrambler that Grady Russo is.
End zone, is it intercepted?
I think
believe so.
Yeah, I think it was picked.
And number 21 for Redlands. In the corner of the end zone.
That was Jalen Ephraim, who just played center field that time. He looked that ball in and made the interception down at the 2-yard line.
So the Bulldogs got the ball back with a 9:29 to go third quarter and a 16-0 lead. We will return after this. Okay. Parlor? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bulldogs got no gain on first down as Maxie Parlor went up the middle. From the 1-yard line, Maxie Parlor again gets a little bit of room. Out to the 3.
Well, if you're Redlands here, you obviously you'd love to pick up the first down. But if you can't pick up the first down, you want to make sure that you pick up at least 3 or 4 yards so that your punter has the same amount of space to punt the ball as he normally does. All kinds of movement on the line. It's going to be a false start on Redlands, so they'll be backed up to about the 1.
Now they don't have any back much further to go. It was at the 3-yard line, so the other thing, you'd love to get that first down, but if it's high risk, high reward, it's not worth going for. Just punt it away.
And you can't take a safety either.
Fumble at the 8-yard line.
It's Pomona's ball.
Who was the ball carrier?
It was Maxie Parlor. That's the second game in a row where he's fumbled. And that was about the only way Pomona-Pitzer was going to get back in the game if the Bulldogs turned the ball over, and they just did. And that turnover just put the defense in a very, very bad spot. The only good news, though, is that Pomona can't run the ball tonight, so this is probably going to be passing plays down here.
Kim throws in the flat, caught at the 10, and down inside the 5 goes Matthews. You got to think this is 4 down territory for Pomona. Second down and goal from the 3. Kim now looking at the sideline. Bulldogs lead at 16-0.
They're going to be up against the play clock.
It's at 4. They just got it off. And Kim throws incomplete.
Intended for Jack Sabota in the back of the end zone. Good pass rush by Redlands. Forced Nick Kim to step up into the pocket and throw on the run.
Now Kim's going to the sideline between every play to get with the calls from the coaches. Now he comes back out.
Well, you got to think the ball's coming out quick. So if you're playing a cornerback on the outside, you'd like a jumper route here, maybe get a deflection or a pick.
Low snap. Kim throws to the back of the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Nick Bakuna.
A high fade route in the back corner, right corner of the end zone. The taller receiver, who goes 6'5", made the catch. Pomona scores a touchdown. It's now 16-6, and Pomona-Pitzer is going to go for the 2-point conversion.
Kim alone in the backfield. 4 wide on the right to the top of the screen. And Kim to the back of the end zone, in for the screen pass. He threw under. It was caught by Jackson Walker, number 83. And Pomona has tied it up.
Now it's 16-8.
Sorry, yeah, 16-8. 7:24 to go, third quarter. 16-8. Redlands leads, and we're back after this. Okay.
Kickoff returned by number 14, Kev Marcossi. Back on that play is made by number 31, Colin Miller. Kickoff return to the 30-yard line.
Bulldogs get the ball back, trailing or with a 16-8 lead. Pomona getting the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And they return the kick out to the 28-yard line. Schmidt rolling left, looking, throws, incomplete. So 2nd and 10. Mitchell is now in at running back.
2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 30-yard line.
I think it's imperative here for Redlands not to go 3 and out. Pomona-Pitzer, for the first time in this game, has some positive momentum on their side.
Schmidt across the middle, and the tight end makes the catch for a short gain. Maybe 4 yards.
Number 32.
Solis So 3rd down and 6 now for the Bulldogs.
Well, let's see what Pomona-Pitzer does defensively. Are they going to get aggressive and blitz, or are they going to play coverage?
7 in the box. 3 up front.
Here comes a blitz.
Schmidt looking downfield. It is caught.
Barreo
again.
A leaping catch. And there were 2 receivers in the same area. I think Scott Blankenship was in the same area code, but Barreo climbed the ladder again and made a nice one-handed catch.
About the same spot on the field. He made that same type of a catch in the first half.
And Julian Barreo is starting to become that 3rd down receiver that a good offense needs.
6 minutes and counting to go 3rd quarter. And Schmidt hands it off. Straight ahead to the 43-yard line.
Is there a
Pomona
fumble?
says there's a fumble.
And there's no sign yet.
The official not signaling
Okay,
fumble.
I'm seeing a head linesman put up 2 fingers for 2nd down, and that's what it is. But you get the feeling now Pomona's starting to punch at that ball on a Redlands ball carrier, so they gotta be able to keep the ball secure.
Torres was the carrier. Now Mitchell is in. And they give it to Mitchell, and Mitchell sheds tackles and gets down to the 38.
Mark Mitchell is listed at 5'7" and 165 pounds. But when we were talking with Redlands head coach Jim Good, Jim said that Mark Mitchell, he's a tough guy.
And Mitchell has the 1st down.
That's enough for a Redlands 1st down.
All
We'll
right.
keep the clock running
So,
under 5 minutes.
Redlands picks up the 1st down here. I'm trying to play offensive coordinator here in the booth. How about a shot play right here?
3 wides to the left. Mitchell again. It's going to be good for 4 yards.
I don't know if Mark Mitchell at this point of his career here at Redlands is a back that you can say, okay, carry the ball 25 times. He's not there
That
yet.
might be asking a bit much, yeah.
Now, maybe next year at this time, but probably not now.
Wing back left, now in motion. Schmidt looks that way, now comes over here, chucks it deep and incomplete. And again, he put it in a spot where nobody was going to catch it, so good decision. Or nobody was going to intercept it, maybe is a better way to put it.
Well, it's 3rd down and 7. Pomona-Pitzer might get aggressive here on this 3rd down play. So I got to think that if you're Toby Schmidt, get the ball out of your hands quickly.
Everybody looking over at the sideline.
Jakai Torres is in at tailback.
Schmidt looking, going deep, got a man, it's Markosian. And was he in bounds? No, out of the back of the end zone. Against double coverage. And now let's see, do you try the long field goal or do you go for it on 4th and 7?
Offense is still on the field right now.
Now this would be a 50-yard field goal attempt.
I think the Bulldogs are going to go for this one. Now we could see Pomona-Pitzer blitz to force a quick pass near the line of scrimmage and then make the tackle.
Quick snap. Schmidt steps up in the pocket, throws, catch made. 1st down at the 17-yard line, and that was Frank Clark.
And an excellent play by Toby Schmidt. He was very close to the line of scrimmage.
Yes, he was.
And maybe he was a half a yard behind.
And I think he knew he couldn't run and get it. down near the 15,
From 21
maybe the
Torres
16.
rush for the Bulldogs.
16-8, Redlands Bulldogs 4 field goals,
Play was made by number 90, Alexander.
or 3 field goals, and a touchdown pass all in the first half. Pomona coming up with a fumble and catching it in from 8 yards out here in the third quarter.
I love Barreo here on a crossing route. If he's up wide to the left.
Incomplete pass on the sideline. 3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs. The difference is now they're in field goal range, so that probably changes your play calling.
Yeah, and I'm still a little surprised that Pomona-Pitzer hasn't rushed more than 3 guys here on passing downs. I thought they'd be a little more aggressive. They've been playing coverage, and Schmidt's been doing a good job in picking out who the open guy is.
Overloaded to the left.
This means it might be a run.
Yep, Torres will take it. Torres up the middle. Torres banging his way down close to the 10.
Now, this is going to be an interesting call. That's short of the first down by about 2 yards. Would Redlands go for it here, or would they kick the field goal to go up more than 1 score? I think they're going to kick the field goal.
Yeah, no hesitation.
That's where this, what's on the scoreboard does play into your decision making. So it's straight on, and it's about a 27-yard attempt here for Caden Butcher's 3 out of 3 on field goals here tonight.
Number 99, Caden Butcher, on for the 23-yard field goal.
Markosian has the snap. The hold is down. The kick on the way is
no good. He hooked it wide left.
It remains 16-8, Redlands, and we will return after these words on KMET.
Pomona-Pitzer Sage Hens 8, your University of Redlands Bulldogs 16.
Okay.
Hey fans, let's give another round of applause to the Bulldog Pep Band, for adding a musical flair to tonight's game. Joining the band, please connect with our director of bands, Dr. Giovanni Santos, during a break in the action of tonight's game. Thanks, Pep Band. Pass was complete to number 84, Jackson Boda.
Timeout. Timeout for injury.
Brought down by number 7 for the Bulldogs, Enrique Vandes.
As we come back to Ted Renner Stadium, a timeout on the field.
Jaden Thorne was shaken up on the first down play, which was a crossing route caught by Jack Sabota, and he picked up the first down out to the 35-yard line, a 15-yard pass play. And Jaden Thorne was very slow in walking back to the Redlands sideline. And the quarterback, Nick Kim, now that Pomona-Pitzer's throwing the ball on every down, they've gotten their passing game going. And there's been a lot of crossing routes.
Fumble. Kim gets it back. Now, is that going to be grounding?
It's incomplete. The ball didn't go back to the line of scrimmage. He was still in the pocket. This should be intentional grounding.
That's what I thought, too, but there's no flag.
Not yet. There will be now. Yep, there it is. And Pomona-Pitzer's going to lose a lot of yardage.
Intentional grounding. Number 12 of the offense. Spot foul. Second down.
Ball's going to go back to the 23-yard line.
So they lose 12 yards on the penalty. Just what Redlands needed after missing the field goal. And Pomona-Pitzer on the first play of the drive picking up a first down. They had a lot of momentum, but that penalty set them back, and now Redlands defense has to dictate the rest of the second and third down here on this series.
Kim, Quick throw in the flat left side. Out of bounds is Rodenbaugh.
Only a couple yards there.
Did we ever get a score on Kalu Chapman?
It was 22-17 Chapman at the half.
Okay. Third down and 20 coming up for the Sageheads.
And this is where, if you're Redlands here in the secondary, you can't let anybody get behind you. You force them to throw the ball short, make the tackle, and get off the field. And you cannot have a penalty.
Kim across the middle. It's caught. And he's chased down at the 30. Good job of pursuit.
Kamabassian, number 6, making the tackle from behind. Only a 5-yard gain. Redlands defense does exactly what they needed to do.
So Pomona will bring the punt team out.
And again, you're getting the ball back. So I don't think Redlands will try to rush the punter here. You try to set up a return.
Back receives the punt for the Bulldogs. Number 20, Mark Mitchell.
Mitchell backs up, takes it at the 20, is forward to the 30, down the sideline at the 35, and out of bounds.
Flag on the play, though, near the line of scrimmage. It's on the far side of the field at the Pomona-Pitzer 33. That's usually on the return team.
There's another one back at the 22, but the official is holding.
Holding number 26 for the return team. 10-yard penalty. First down, Redlands.
And Redlands is going to start way back in their own territory.
"17 seconds to go, third quarter. You're listening to KMET, Banning, Redlands, San Bernardino, your home for Bulldog football. We're with you next Saturday night from Thousand Oaks. Cal Lutheran and Redlands get together for the second time this season. Bulldogs looking for some payback. Game that could mean a lot if Redlands can get a win here. First and 10, tight ends. Now Barreo goes in motion.
The ball's way back at the 11-yard line.
Schmidt gives to Mitchell, who twists his way out for some positive yards, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. We go to the fourth on homecoming night. Redlands 16, Pomona-Pitzer 8. This is Bulldog football on KMET. Got it. Okay, thanks. (16 to 8) Redlands lead as the fourth quarter begins. Bulldogs have the ball. Looking at second down and 6.
And I'll get this out of the way here. Redlands cannot win this game with just 16 points. They need points in this fourth quarter to win this ball game.
Schmidt and Mitchell in the backfield. Anderson goes in motion. Schmidt looks over here and is down at the 10. what you would call a coverage sack.
Yeah, it looked like Schmidt was trying to look something to the right, and he didn't like what he saw over there. Tried to sneak up into the pocket, and there was nothing there.
Might be the first sack tonight for Pomona. Ball goes back to the 11.
Now you got to protect your defense here. A costly turnover in the third quarter led to the Pomona points.
And Mitchell gets outside, 15, 20, and has the first
He's
down.
got it. And there goes a flag late. And maybe, well, we'll see.
That
This
flag was thrown about 10 yards in front of the play.
This might be coming back.
Ball carried by number 20, Mark Mitchell.
Oh, boy, this would be a costly penalty for Redlands if it's on them.
The result of the play was a first down. After the play, personal foul, late hit, number 71 of the offense. It'll be a 1st and 10 after we enforce the penalty.
So they got the first down, and Redlands was called for a late hit personal foul, which they will tack on.
Well, it marks the ball back to the 11-yard line. Redlands gets a new series of downs, but they basically lost the yardage gained by Mark Mitchell's draw.
14 minutes to go. And Mitchell up the middle again for only a couple. Bulldogs aren't making it easy. They were moving the ball with relative ease at times in the first half, but that hasn't been the case here in the second.
Well, this is kind of what happened down at Claremont. Claremont's defense started stepping up in the second half and made it tougher for Redlands' offense.
Schmidt, complete on the far sideline. Missed tackle, and that might be enough for the first down as Julian Walker made the first man miss, and it will be a first down.
A nice dipsy-do there by Julian Walker on the far sideline at the 20-yard line. Made a guy miss, and then another guy miss, and picked up the first down.
First down, Bulldogs. Schmidt. Incomplete and just fires it away. I'm not quite sure who he was looking for there.
The only guy that was in the area, and thank goodness he was for Redlands, was the tight end, number 32, J.T. Solis. So again, Schmidt, when he's been flushed out of the pocket, has thrown the ball away. I think there was only one ball he threw that might have been in harm's way, and that was in the first half. I think Redlands will go back to the run here on second down.
And Mitchell is wrapped up in the backfield.
Yep,
and a base, Pomona says fumble.
I think it's their ball. It is. So
I never heard a whistle.
So two of the three Redlands running backs have fumbled the ball in their own territory. Donovan Maxey Parler fumbled inside the 10. Now it's Jakai Torres who fumbles the ball inside the 30. And Pomona-Pitzer has the ball at the Redlands 25-yard line with a chance to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie the game.
.12:35 remaining. Golden opportunity for the Sagehens. Kim is ready. Short pass across the middle is caught to the 20-yard line. Sabota with the catch.
And Pomona-Pitzer, in the past, they've been known to throw a lot of shallow crosses. And they're using that play a lot here in the second half.
Well, when's the last time they ran?
It's been a while.
Kim is ready. Now changing it up. And it's tipped. And it's intercepted.
What a play by Jax Lee!
At the line of scrimmage. Yeah, he got a piece of it, and then he intercepted it.
That's the trifecta. Catch the ball, deflect the ball, catch the ball, land with the ball, and then hand the ball to the referee.
Walk Ren back out there and hand it to the official.
Oh, man. That could be the play of the game right there.
Wow. That's the first Pomona turnover of the night. Scratch that second. Pomona now backing off the defenders. Bulldogs go to the run out to the 26.
And that was Mark Mitchell. I have a feeling that if Mark Mitchell can go, he's going to stay out there for most of the fourth quarter.
That would be my guess, too.
But I said it about 10 minutes ago in real time. The Bulldogs need points. I don't think they can win this game with just 16 points.
Schmidt. Berea couldn't hang on over there. At the 30.
That's a missed opportunity there. That could have been about a 7 or 8 yard gain. Now you're back in 3rd and long again. And that missed opportunity there made this 3rd down situation a lot tougher.
Mitchell cuts it back. Stopped at the 27.
Yeah, and I think that's a play where you're just saying to yourself offensively, just don't turn the ball over. Pomona-Pitzer has not proven in this game that they can drive the length of the field and score a touchdown.
No, what we've basically seen from them in the second half is those 4 and 5 yard passes. Petruska, good kick. And it's a live ball all the way back and then goes out of bounds. At the 27, we'll return. 10:28 remaining, and the Bulldogs lead at 16-8 on KMET. Okay.
Number 84, Jack Sabota. Tackle on that play for the Bulldogs was made by number 4, Adrian Silva.
As you come back to Ted Runner Stadium, a long pass downfield caught by Pomona, but there was a penalty thrown before.
Well, it was offside on Redlands, but the wide receiver pushed off on the Redlands cornerback. That should have been offensive pass interference.
But
so
Offsetting.
that play should have been offsetting penalties there. The officials missed that one.
And they didn't call offensive pass interference.
And they should have. It was obvious.
Reverse. And Dragomar is tripped up back at the 50.
That's the second reverse play Pomona-Pitzer's tried, and they both blew up in their face.
That one loses 7 yards. Yeah, that was that'll be a play, Pete, that they're going to look at. Guarantee you the Redlands coaches will cut that one and say this was offensive pass interference, and it got missed. That pass might have been tipped. It was either tipped or he threw it to a spot, not to the receiver.
Jackson Walker was the intended receiver. The ball was thrown behind him.
3rd and 17.
Now, again, you got him in 3rd and long. Make him throw the ball short and make the tackle. I mean, a 5-yard pass here, 5-yard pass play here is exactly what you want to give up. If they complete the ball, you rally to the ball and make the tackle.
Another long pass downfield and incomplete.
And the receiver landed really hard on the sideline. He's slow to get up.
That's Jackson Walker. That'll be 4th and 17.
And that'll force Pomona-Pitzer to punt the ball.
9:12 remaining. Redlands 16, Pomona 8. Bulldogs have not scored here in the second half.
And there's no reason to rush the punter here. You don't want to have a roughing the punter penalty to give them a first down.
Mitchell lets it bounce. And it's going to be near the 5-yard line, I believe. The 10 of a 9, they say. Okay, so Redlands, with exactly 9 minutes remaining, gets the ball back.
Well, they've had several drives in this game that have started deep in their own territory. Pomona-Pitzer, for the most part, has controlled the field position game.
Mitchell, the freshman.
And he fumbles.
Pomona says they've got it. No signal from the officials.
I thought I saw one of them say it's Redlands' ball.
They're still pulling people off the pile.
The referee's holding up 2 fingers for 2nd down. So Redlands is going to keep the ball. But all 3 running backs that have played in this game have fumbled.
Well, and the problem with that, once you get that reputation, defensives start to go after it.
Yep. Ja'Kai Torres is back in the game.
Second down and 6 for Redlands. And Schmidt goes deep downfield. Barreo incomplete.
Oh, he had him too.
Yep.
But there's a flag down at the line of scrimmage. This might not have counted anyway.
This may be holding.
If I were Pomona-Pitzer, you'd be intended to decline the penalty.
Holding, number 75, offense. Penalties declined. 3rd down.
So they decline the holding penalty.
Yeah, it was either going to be 2nd down and 12 or 3rd down and 7, and I think Pomona-Pitzer probably made the right move. And now you need you need someone on the outside to win their battle and get the first down.
Barreo's been the guy tonight. He's in the slot on the right. And Schmidt looks that way, out of the pocket, comes back, and it is tipped.
It's intercepted.
And it's intercepted. Wow, Pomona ends up with the ball.
And they're down to the 1-yard line. And the Bulldogs turn the ball over again.
For the 3rd time in the second half.
And the 2nd time inside the 10-yard line.
Eight minutes left to go. And Pomona's at the doorstep.
And you know they'll go for 2 if they punch it in.
Quarterback keeper and in for the touchdown.
That's a touchdown for the Sages.
That was the freshman quarterback, Luke Levitt, that took the direct snap and sneaked it in. Now the ball goes back to the 3-yard line, and Pomona-Pitzer is going to go for 2. It's 16-14, and Pomona-Pitzer is going for the tie right here. And it's Kim in at quarterback on the 2-point conversion.
Five wide receivers to the end zone, incomplete. Knocked down at the goal line, so the Bulldogs cling to a 16-14 lead. And Redlands will get the ball back. We'll return after this. All right, thanks. A returnable kick from the 5, 10, 15, 20. And Donovan Maxey Parlor stopped short of the 30-yard line.
Redlands has turned the ball over 3 times here in the second half. And when you keep turning the ball over, that gets in your head. I don't care what level of football it is. And as an offensive coordinator, it's hard to call plays when multiple players are putting the ball on the turf.
Parlor's back in the game at running back. Toby Schmidt, 1st and 10. And Parlor straight up the middle to the 35-yard line. At least the clock is running. 7:35 to go. Bulldogs lead by 2. Redlands should be in no hurry. There's 19 seconds left on the play clock. Parlor again. Tripped up at the 37.
This has really been a game that Redlands has dominated. And yet, it's only a 2-point lead for the Bulldogs with 6:50 left to play in the game.
3rd and 2. Well, if you look at the halftime stats, I mean, they weren't even close. Redlands was dominating every facet.
Tight formation here. A lot of guys up at the line of scrimmage for Pomona.
Schmidt, Parlor. Parlor moves and has the first down. They put the extra tight end Anderson in the block, and he led the way. That's going to take us under the 6-minute mark, out to the Redlands 40-yard line. They can just hang on to the ball. Clark comes back in. Mitchell back in the game, and he has nowhere to go. He hit a brick wall. Second and 10 coming up with 5.5 minutes to go. A signal will play in from the Redlands sideline. Pomona stacking the box, expecting to run. Parlor or Schmidt rolls left, throws to the sideline, and it was caught, they say.
Nice catch by Blankenship. It's still short of the first down by about 4 yards, but a nice diving catch there by Scott.
We were screened out by the players on the sideline, so yeah, it's going to be second down if the scoreboard is right.
Third and about 3.5.
There we go. The official on the field was standing in front of a yardage marker. Third down and 3. And Mitchell did not get it. In fact, that's going to lose 2 yards.
Yeah, Pomona-Pitzer was selling out for the run there. And Mitchell had nowhere to go. It's 4th down, and Redlands is going to have to punt. And you know Pomona-Pitzer is going to come after this punt. They're going to try and block this one.
20 on the play clock.
It's 4th and 5 for the Bulldogs.
16-14, Redlands with the lead.
You'd like to net about 40 yards on this punt, probably kick it towards the sideline.
Good kick. Bounces at the 5.
Nice.
The Bulldogs are down there to cover it.
And the ball's out of bounds at about the 10.
Now Petruska's done his job punting tonight.
Now remember, with the score being 16-14 for Pomona-Pitzer, the field goal now comes into play. Jack Walker has made a 49-yard field goal this year. Or I should say a 40-yard field goal this year. He's got a strong leg. So Pomona-Pitzer would probably need to get to somewhere inside the 30-yard line to even think about trying a field goal.
First down. Kim. Nobody open, and he just throws to the sideline out of bounds. He was getting close to the line of scrimmage, too.
That pass was intended for number 17.
So 2nd and 10.
The pass was incomplete.
Both teams still have all 3 timeouts left.
Motion. Kim looking left and misfires on that swing pass.
Pass intended for number 17.
Well, when Pomona-Pitzer is trying to throw the ball deep down the field, they've been going for their tallest receiver.
Jackson Walker or Nick Matthews.
Or Nicholas Buchanan, who goes 6'5".
3rd and 10.
Again, it's 3rd and 10. If they throw a shallow cross, 3 or 4 yards past the line of scrimmage, just rally and make the tackle and force them to punt.
Kim is going to go deep. Well, Kim is sacked.
That's a safety.
In the end
Oh,
zone.
it's close.
Boy, that sure looked like a safety as they unpile.
That was Anthony Hall, his 2nd sack of the game.
They're not going to give it to him.
Boy,
are they?
that was close. That was awfully close. The ball is at the half-yard line.
It'll be 4th and
So Pomona will have to punt.
And a great job by the Redlands defense. What a stand there. And again, if you're Mark Mitchell here, if you're not sure you're going to be able to catch the ball, just get away from it.
Yeah.
You're getting the ball back. Possession of the ball is more important than trying to make a hero play and catch the ball if you don't feel comfortable in doing it.
Kick is away. Mitchell will just let it roll. And it'll roll out of bounds at the 42-yard line. So the Bulldogs will get a short field with 3:08 left and a 16-14 lead.
that punt rolls dead at the 41-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Bulldogs.
Here's where you'd like to be able to just hang on to the ball and run out the clock.
Remember, Pomona's got over timeouts left.
But you got to be able to run the ball successfully, so it forces them to use all those timeouts.
Right.
And remember, the Redlands running backs have had a lot of problems hanging on to the ball.
First down. Torres hit at the line. stopped for a 1-yard loss. And the clock continues to roll for now.
Redlands threw the football in this kind of situation last week against Claremont and got a huge first down. Nathan Anderson made an outstanding catch.
He's out there now
for a big first down.
Borreo just checked in. Now again, no need to hurry. 15 on the play clock. Torres across the 40 to the 39. That's unless they take a timeout, and they're going to. The clock would have gone down to the 2-minute stoppage.
Judge, timeout. Pomona.
Pomona takes their first.
We have 2 remaining.
So it'll be 3rd down and 8 when play resumes. And from right here, you're not in a field goal range yet.
No, not yet.
It'd be an interesting call. Let's say they get half of it here, and you're looking at 4th down and 3, 4th down and 4. You could argue going for it. You could also argue punting and hoping that it doesn't go into the end zone, because if it does, you're netting maybe 15 yards.
But remember, you only have a 2-point lead. A field goal beats you.
True.
So Pomona's offense would not have to travel as far to get in the scoring range. I have a feeling the Bulldogs are going to be aggressive here.
3rd and 8.
But with that in mind, though, you can't put the ball in harm's way.
Toby Schmidt is ready. Back to throw. Goes left. Fires deep to Walker. Incomplete. Walker ran it on the near sideline.
And it's 4th down, and the Bulldogs have to punt. Yeah, if you're Redlands here, you don't want this ball to go into the end zone. You want Pomona-Pitzer to down this ball inside their own 10-yard line.
It's away. Good hang time. Takes a bounce. And Redlands downs it near the 20.
Which is basically the equivalent of a touchback.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
So we got the 2-minute timeout with 2 minutes exactly left to go. And Redlands holding a 2-point lead. Remember, a field goal would win it for Pomona. So the Bulldogs are not defending the whole field.
Yeah, you got to think that Pomona needs at least 50 yards. They need to gain at least 50 yards to even think about kicking a field goal to try to win the game. When they've tried to throw the ball deep, it's been to their taller receivers. When they've thrown the ball short and underneath, it's been to the smaller receivers. And Nick Kim is gone at quarterback for most of the second half because Pomona-Pitzer has been throwing the ball on almost every down. Now, you would think that Pomona would come out and they would probably run one of those shallow crosses to try to ignite a drive, have a positive play on first down to get this drive going. So it's up to the Redlands defense now to win the game.
In a nutshell, yes.
This is where you need your pass rush to create a negative play.
1st and 10. Kim throws short. Receiver makes the catch, stays in bounds. And I don't know if he got back to the line of scrimmage.
He might have, but that play didn't help Pomona a whole lot, and the clock keeps running. Redlands will take that one every time.
Minute 40 and counting. Kim looking this way. Now looking down the middle. Comes to the sideline over here. It is caught and out of bounds. About 5 yards. That stops the clock.
Let's see where they marked the ball. It's near the 24, so it's still 3rd down and 6.
Kim goes left, across the middle, good tackle.
And he's short of the first down.
Is that Jaden Thor?
That was Silva.
Silva makes a stop.
Only at the 25, so it's 4th and 5, and Pomona's got to go.
Clock is running with 1:18 to go. 4th and 6. Kim's pass caught. Let's see about the spot.
I think he got it. He got the first down by about a half a yard. Clock stops, 1:10 left to move the chains. Now it'll start running.
Bulldog fans didn't like that call. Kim's pass across the middle and trying to get out of bounds, and doing so is Walker.
That was a key missed tackle there at the 35, because if the tackle's made there, it probably would have forced Pomona to use a timeout. The receiver got out of bounds to stop the clock.
59 seconds left.
And you need your D-line here to come up with a sack.
Kim's pass across the middle, caught, first down to the Pomona 47. 52 seconds left.
Yeah, Pomona's trying to save one of those timeouts for the field goal.
Kim looking downfield again. Catch made. Couple missed tackles. And maybe a yard or two.
And that's going to force Pomona to use a timeout.
They haven't done it yet. Now they do. 34 seconds.
Again, you're thinking with the ball at the Pomona-Pitzer 49-yard line. Pomona probably needs at least 21 yards. I think the target for them at the absolute minimum would be the 30-yard line of Redlands.
Yeah, from there it would be a 47-yard attempt.
But Walker has a strong enough leg to get it there.
And they would probably try it from further out than that if they need to.
Especially if it's the last play of the game.
So Pomona's got one timeout remaining. Bulldogs have no one to blame but themselves. If they pull this out, this will be a great win. But it'll be a bad loss if they don't, given how they played in the first half.
Let's hope that timeout might have re-energized the Redlands pass rush, because they need it here. And they're showing a 4-man line.
Kim is ready. Looking, short, big hit.
And that'll force the last timeout by Pomona, I would think.
Yep, 29 seconds left.
That play helped Redlands a lot because it was a gain of nothing, and more time went off the clock, and it forced Pomona to use their last timeout.
Now it's 3rd and 8.
That is their final timeout for the half. Please set the game clock to 30, 3-0.
Going to put a second back on the clock.
So 30 seconds will be left. And with Pomona out of timeouts, I mean, sure, you're thinking, okay, guard the sideline, don't let him get out of bounds. But remember, Pomona doesn't need it. They don't need a touchdown to win the game. They only need 3 points.
Third and 8 from the 49, a 2-point Redlands lead, 30 seconds to go, and Pomona looking for something. Kim's going to go deep downfield. It is intercepted at the 20-yard line. That will be that. The pickoff made by Enrique Ibanez. And Ibanez gets the Pomona's 3rd turnover of the night.
And that's game, set, and match. The Redlands defense proved tonight that Pomona couldn't drive the length of the field. And Pomona decided to throw almost like a Hail Mary pass down the field that had absolutely zero chance. I don't know if that was a panic throw or what, but Enrique Ibanez just playing center field out there with a easy catch there, and it's going to preserve a hard-fought Redlands win.
Schmidt will put a knee to the ground. And the countdown will begin.
Well, like you said, Mitch, Redlands didn't make it easy on themselves, but the defense came up with some big plays. A Jax Lee interception and an Enrique Ibanez interception. And Redlands on homecoming wins it 16-14.
Bulldogs improved to 4-2 on the season, and Joey is here now, so we'll grab him now before we go to break.
Yeah, I want to go celebrate.
I know you want to get down there with your guys. Congratulations.
No doubt, man. Homecoming, it's great to see a bunch of guys here coming back, man. Bulldog football is alive and well, man. We had a lot of guys coming back.
Okay, let's get to the interceptions here. Jax Lee, describe that. That was a heck of a play.
It was. We knew Pomona was going to throw those underneath routes all week, and so we practiced, we call it swap technique, where they just kind of just sit there at the line of scrimmage, and Jax did a really good job, man, swatting that ball down. He did it in practice, too, so I'm glad that practice came to fruition there. So great job by him. Good job by Enrique sealing the deal right there at the last minute, and great job by our kids, man.
I'd love to know what they thought when you came out with that six-man front.
I don't know, but did you see? Yeah, but then we dropped 11. I've never seen that before, and so we did it, and it was kind of like, yeah, I've never seen this. I asked Coach Acciani at the beginning of the week, have anybody dropped 11? He goes, no, Coach, that'd be messed up. So we did it, and it kind of worked sometimes it didn't, but we had to do something different. Pomona was a great team. They do a bunch of different things. They're very well coached, and so we had to do a little bit something different.
Well, they did something different. They went with Kim most of the second half.
Yeah, you know what? I think the Russo kid maybe got hurt in the first half or something like that. He's a great quarterback. Pomona's loaded always with great quarterbacks and receivers, and again, guys, they do such a great job coaching there, and it's always going to be a battle with Pomona no matter what. As in the past, it always has been.
Yeah, well. Big win last week on the road, and a big win for homecoming at home. No doubt. Now you're 4-2 on the season. You're right back in the thick of the race.
We are. We're going to celebrate a little bit tonight as that's going to happen, guys. And tomorrow we're going to get back to work for a really, really good Cal-Lou team at their place at a night game with Cal-Lou. It's never easy to play there, and they're an amazingly talented football team, and they're well coached as well. So no rest for the weary. But we'll enjoy this one tonight and get back to it tomorrow about 1 o'clock. So, yeah.
And Chapman's leading with about 2 minutes left. They're up by 10.
Well, that's good, man. It's just Chapman's a great football team as well. So there's the SCIAC now is so much parity now, and the SCIAC's not even funny. And then with 2 new teams coming in, I think it's really going to be an exciting conference to be in and watch. And so I'm definitely going to be a part of it.
Get down there and enjoy it with your guys.
Yeah, I'm going to do that, guys. Thank you, man.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, next week. See you guys.
Joey Mariani, our guest on the postgame show, as Redlands gets the victory 16-14. We'll come back, wrap it up. Ted Runner Stadium after this.